but also
Hell
known
yeah.
again Kenshin.
Yeah, let's do this.
So next we got Rurouni Kenshin, episode 21, Meiji Swordsman Romantic Story, Act 0, Part Deuce.
What?
What?
So like you say, I got Attack on Titan like flashbacks.
Act 0, Part 2, the finale, Part 4.
All right, I'm
But
ready.
we come to the second part of Kenshin's story. Will Elder be safe? Will Western swordsmanship be enough to defeat the katana in the way of the samurai? Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
So we come back to where we picked up last episode, and it's Dion or whatever his name is, basically hiring this Western swordsman to defeat Kenshin. And the butler looking dude, who's kind of like the middleman, basically is like, okay, this is going to cost a lot. How are you going to pay for it? And this skis ball doctor says he's going to unleash smallpox on this freaking Japanese village so he can create patients to get paid. Like, what the hell scheming is this, dude?
Hey, I mean, people like that, bro, like they don't care, man. They don't care as long as money's flowing into their pockets. They could care less.
Dude, this is some fucked up shit, man.
I feel like if Bass was here, he would take a shot at like the insurance companies right now.
Oh yeah, and he'd be like, "No, he wouldn't say that. I'm not even. COVID was manufactured, man. He wouldn't say that.
No, he would take a shot at like health insurance, America's health insurance, though.
Oh, definitely. But he also says if he's going to spend some money on this swordsman, he wants to see what he's made of. So he puts him up against his bodyguard, that big ass dude with the iron hammer looking staff thing. And a spiral absolutely just bodies him, like puts him in the ground, one attack, it's cake. And that's it. He's hired. He's the guy. He's the guy who's going to take Kenshin down, I think. But we go back to Kenshin Elder in the hotel room. And she explains why she pretends to be a man and wear a mask. And it's because sexism is very real in the early 1800s when this takes place, I think. And it kind of just goes into, you know, like, I do this so I can help people and protect people and be a doctor, because being a woman, I'm like allowed to be a nurse and that's it. So I thought that was kind of interesting to see. And Kenshin brought up that like he was surprised at how good she could act as a man. And it turns out that she did some one-man shows back in the day. And then she proceeds to like reenact a scene from Romeo and Juliet. And you just see Kenshin clap at the end. And I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here.
Yeah, Oro?
I'm sitting there going, Oro, come on, let's get to the fight.
Yeah, I was it's actually like crazy that they chose Romeo and Juliet though. I didn't think that would be like very popular in the Japanese like
well, she's
culture,
a foreigner.
right? Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah, she's a foreigner, so she's very educated on the ways of the Western world.
Okay. Where's she from? Did it say like France or something?
I mean, she's going to the US, so maybe she's from the United States, or maybe she's from somewhere in Europe. I don't think they ever said where she was from.
It makes sense. Okay.
But yeah, so after that, Kenshin basically says, I can't stay here now that I know that you're a woman, because that is not right. And I'm like, damn, Kenshin got some morals. Good for him.
Kaoru, like, she would have a fit, bro.
Kaoru wasn't in the picture yet. He could have got some doctor. Ooh,
true.
That's that money.
This happened before that. This whole episode, bro, like, I forgot that we was actually telling a story. Like, I thought this was like happening real time for some reason.
But after that, we get a pretty interesting flashback, and it's of Kenshin as a kid, and he's talking to his sensei. And his sensei basically brings up, will you be able to slay men with your sword style? And Kenshin states that if there's a world beyond his bloodstained sword where people can live in peace, he's in. And I thought that was really interesting. It's because it kind of paralleled Elder's words about living behind a mask. And I thought it was interesting that they brought that up at that time. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting just to see Kenshin before he became Batosai. You know, I
Oh,
don't think we see.
he's Batosai in this. He's got the
Is he?
scars. Yeah.
Okay. I
Oh,
thought
I'll
that was
say this.
like
Yeah.
when he first picked up the sword, and before like the war. I thought it went that far back.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, did you watch the post credit scene?
Yeah, but since you asked about it, I'm having issues remembering what it was about.
Ah, so you didn't watch the post credit scene.
I did
Gotcha.
watch it. I'm just, have I don't know.
So I was gonna bring up the end, but they ask him in the post credit scene, like, when did this happen? And he's like, oh, it happened 5 days before I showed up at the dojo.
No, no. So like I'm talking about I know the story happened 5 days before the he showed up, but
Oh,
the
yeah, no, that
flashback was
flashback was before he was
yeah.
Batosai. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that we actually seen like some of his story before he was Batosai because I don't think we've seen any before, right?
No, we haven't seen his sensei or anything like that, so I'm not gonna spoil anything.
Yeah, I would love to see more of like that period of time because I feel like we need to know more about Kenshin before he was Batosai, right?
I feel like we need to know more about Kenshin when he was Batosai.
What? Ain't there actually like a anime for that
Yeah,
though?
there was a movie. It's really good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Somebody was telling me about it.
Yeah,
Said I should watch it.
there's a
But
movie. It's gas.
okay.
But so after that, we come back to Dr. Elder, and she's getting picked up by Don Kichi. And it turns out that there was a call to set up an appointment for a doctor in the dead of night, like pretty late. And how do you not realize that's a trap? Like, who makes the doctor appointment for midnight?
Well, I think she started to realize that because when she was like, "We need to get there fast," or whatever, and he was like, "No, I don't think that's timing's an issue. This was a scheduled appointment." And then the wheels started turning in her head, and then it was just too late because old boy Spiral dude or whatever was just standing there waiting for him. So
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Kenshin received a note from the hotel that would have told her about this appointment. And I think if he gave that to her before, like if he wasn't shocked that she was a woman and that all went down, I think they would have realized this was a trap pretty quick. But Don Kichi's just a good guy, man.
yeah, he's just trying to get her to from A to B. Like, I don't think he's very smart, honestly. He's just
I
pulling
mean,
his wagon,
he
bro.
drives a rickshaw, dude.
He's just pulling his wagon. He's like Thomas the Train.
But yeah, so they run into none other but Esperal, whose name is a spiral. And seeing his technique, I was cracking up. I'm like, they really thought hard about this name, man. So he uses a sword style called Destorn Neador Sable Estillo. Very, very Spanish or French. I'm not sure which. I use Spanish there because it sounds sexy. But this is a spiral sword style, and it turns out the dude coils up like a fucking snake and just spins the blade into people. And when he hit the wagon and Don Kichi's attack, they freaking flew through the air in a spiral fashion. I was like, this is kind of nuts.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to expect. And his like poses, I guess you can say, his stances get
they
even wilder.
they looked like something out of JoJo's, man.
They really do, and I haven't really seen much of JoJo's, but I was like, "Damn, this like, how do you fight like that, bro?"
I know, man. It was crazy. I think he's just a big Gurren Lagann fan, and he's a big fan of the power of the spiral.
Baby.
But after that, a spiral uses Elder as a hostage to make Kenshin fight. And we get a very one-sided fight here. The Hitokiri Batosai versus a spiral, the Western swordsman. And basically, a spiral is using all these crazy corkscrew attacks, and Kenshin's just dodging them all. Ian Kenshin, and the middleman guy who basically like got a spiral fire or hired is really impressed with how Kenshin is dodging these attacks because these are two master swordsmen going at it, and he's like dodging these like a paper thin margin. And because he dodged all his attack, Esperalo decides to use his ultimate technique, Tornado Infierno. And Kenshin actually uses the force of this attack to strengthen his own sword attack. And he breaks Esperalo's sword and just hits him right in the like the body, like the chest, gut area, and wins with a lot of ease.
Yeah. And I just want to say, like, the form that I was talking about comes from this Tornado Inferno. He literally like bends over backwards in his pose.
Dude,
It's so weird.
He Dio poses with a sword.
Is that how he poses, Dio?
Yeah, he like leans really far back, but it's kind of the
Okay.
same thing.
We're just getting, this rundown is brought to you by all the other animes that we're not talking about apparently.
So little happened this week that we just had to make 8,000 anime references. But yeah, Kenshin wins, and the spiral is basically like, take me out, finish me off. And Kenshin just like, dude, you're not that injured. Like, check yourself. And he showed him the Sakabato again. And we realized that that is Kenshin's current soul. It's not a sword to kill, it's a sword to protect. And it's kind of just bringing his whole philosophy full circle. And after that, with the spiral losing, Dion, scumbag he is, says, fuck it. Everybody's getting smallpox anyways. And hucks this vial of smallpox virus into the air. And I swear to God, dude, this scene took like 3 minutes. Like, this is One Piece pacing right here. Like, that
Eh,
vial was in the air for like a minute and a half.
and it was like inches from the ground for like 2 minutes,
4
several times.
times. But did you expect a spiral to be the one to catch it in the end?
No, but it like really, I guess caught me off guard, and I guess it kind of hit home for the kind of the thing that they was going for, like, you can be a good guy or whatever. So
Yeah, I mean, he was really just there to fight a samurai. Like, he didn't give a shit about this other guy. And when he lost, he said something along the lines of like, "Don't let my defeat like be any worse, man. Like, just get out
yeah,
of here."
yeah. It's funny. It's funny thinking about this. Thinking about him catching it or whatever, and not being as bad as guy as we thought. He actually, like, when he was captured, when he had uh the girl as hostage, Dr. Elder as hostage. Um, he after he done it, he was like, "I'm sorry for the trouble" or something like that.
Yeah,
He
he
was
said like,
apologizing to her.
sorry for being rough or something like
Yeah.
that.
So that
So
kind of threw me off guard too. So it kind of makes sense, you know.
yeah, especially for like how menacing this guy looks. Like, he's creepy.
Yeah, the eyes, bro. It's the eyes. It's the eyes in the stand.
But yeah, so we go to the next day, and it turns out that Elder saved a spiral. And while they were talking, she kind of gave him some new purpose in life. And she told him that his goal was too large and he kind of needs to reevaluate that. And she compared it to using a map of Japan to tour Yokohama, the town they're in. So I've never thought about that. Like, that's kind of a really cool analogy she made there. And I really like that.
Yeah, why would you like use a map of the whole of Japan to tour a town? That doesn't make sense. You're gonna miss all the stuff that's specific for that town.
Yeah. And she kind of just told him that he got lost along the way in his journey. And after that, Dion was arrested. The middleman, butler looking dude, was deported. And the Spiral's a good guy. So look at that.
Yeah.
2 episodes, bad to good, done.
Isn't he the swordsman for Dr. Elder now?
Yeah, he said he was going to protect her for saving his life. So I thought that was really cool. And when they were talking to Kenshin, they it got really deep. And one thing that he said is that, like he was trying to protect the heir of swordsmanship, but as long as he remains a swordsman, the era of swordsmanship won't end for him. So I thought that was pretty cool, like regrounding yourself. And he also swapped out his spiral sword for a normal round one now. So he's kind of taken that Kenshin ideology to heart, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And then, as they're leaving, he's like, I'm not the only one saying goodbye to y'all. The village actually comes and says goodbye as well, which was an interesting thing to see. And then we she reveals that she's actually a girl, which is kind of brave for her, right?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was really cool that she did that. And I thought Don Kichi's reaction was so funny. It's like Dr. Elder was a hot lady the entire time.
How
And I
could
was
you
like,
not know?
I mean, I thought so. I thought, why? Yeah, she was a hot lady, but like, also, how could you not know she was a chick? Like it was so obvious.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously for storytelling, but a mask ain't gonna stop you. A mask and a good voice isn't gonna stop me from believing that was a chick. So
No, not at all. And after that scene, we do get like Elder and Kenshin talking again, and she talks about the scar on his face and his past and everything, and recommends change of air therapy, where he would move to a new land and forget the past. And I really like this from Kenshin. He states that his past was his choice, and he won't let go of it. Basically, it made him who he is now. And then we go to this after credit scene where he says that this all took place 5 days before he got to the dojo. So it's not even a long time ago. They were thinking they were getting some story from the good old days. But it's like, nope, this is 2 weeks ago. But he
yeah,
realizes that being at the dojo is revitalizing his mind and body because he's starting to be able to do things like he couldn't taste the black tea last episode, but he can taste the tea that they made at the dojo. And like he kind of realizes that it's what he needed. It's what he needed to kind of get his mind and body straight. So I like that.
yeah. It really, because last episode I think he was being asked a lot about his past or whatever, and so being with Karu and Yaiko and all of them, it kind of just like I guess resets himself. I guess.
Yeah, definitely, man.